I'm Bevin Niemann,
And I'm Terrie, Horvatic.
and we are the co-founders of the 1 Million Empaths community. We're both spiritual seekers, we're both empaths, we're both highly sensitive people, we're both intuitive, and we just said we really want to create a space for people like us. And at some level, you can probably sense this larger planetary grid of empaths and lightworkers and conscious leaders who have been waking up and are serving in their local communities across the world. And our goal, what Terrie and I and everyone who's inside is working on, is to bring together in physical form that planetary grid to help make those connections. Because even as we face immense challenges as a human species, we want you to know that you are not alone.
The co-creation of this space has several elements to it. We want you to make those deep, meaningful connections with one another. We're providing opportunities, and we'd love for you to pick up those opportunities to learn and grow, to find support, to uplift one another, and finally to collaborate, sharing stories with one another, best practices, things I've learned, but to collaborate, which will amplify your work in the world.
In addition to making those meaningful connections and meeting your tribe and learning and mastering your gifts and growing, our third component of the community is really acknowledging that empaths are so deeply concerned and connected to what's happening in our world. That we have huge hearts and we look out there and we want to take away the pain of everything. And yet we feel maybe a little frustrated because there's only one of us. And how could I possibly make all of this change and make all of this happen? And I can't fix this and I can't fix that. And what am I going to do? And we just invite you to relax into the idea that there's millions of us who are already out there making a difference. You know, people who are making a difference inside their family systems, which is the very first place that we express leadership. And out in their communities, whether that's your workplace or whether that's a cause that you volunteer for. And so empaths really are just natural givers. We love to volunteer and to help and to donate money and to spread the word about causes that we care about. And yet we can often overgive and burn out and get to a place where we're depleted. And so inside the 1 Million Empaths community, we actually call it an online sanctuary. This is a place where you can also learn how to receive, because we are great at giving, but we definitely can use practice at being better receivers.
Along with our live gatherings, there's some opportunities for you to engage as individually for what it is that you're coming in to learn about. There's hundreds of articles and videos that you can plug into at your own pace. And we offer new content every week. You can engage in conversationally, or just read it and absorb what it is that you're meant to embrace on that day.
We're so pleased to share with you what a few of our members have shared with us about their experience inside the 1 Million Empaths community. For example, we have a member from Canada who says, "I love my newfound connection to others with similar intuitive gifts who understand the challenges, the responsibilities, and the prizes involved." For those of you who are intuitive out there, I'm sure you can relate.
Mm-hmm.
She goes on to say, "The support and encouragement fills me with gratitude." I feel the same way about being inside the community.
Oh, most definitely. One of our members from India writes that what brought them to the community and continues for them to show up is the continuous opportunity to learn. They say that I am sensitive to a lot of things around her, but that the resources within the community are helping her to understand the sensitivity. And one of the things I think all of us desire to know is, what is this thing? And so she writes that it helps her give names to the different energies that she perceives, and to learn new techniques for handling her abilities and making sense of them. And so that it, I take from that, Bevin, that building that toolbox, labeling my tools, knowing that that's what that energy is. I get the sense in that message that this is something this person can carry for the rest of their life, into all areas of life.
Absolutely, Terrie. I mean, that's been my own experience of just tuning in and tapping into how I uniquely express my sensitivity, and building a series of practical tools and tips and techniques and practices and just ways of being that help me to expand that to the greatest degree. And our member from Australia says that I know that we are in a spiritual evolution, becoming a different species, one of compassion and love. It's not an easy birth, but community is definitely one of the key requirements during this phase of our human development. And Terrie, for anyone who's out there sensing into this collective energy and feeling like things may feel sort of chaotic or overwhelming, but also knowing that there's some really great things that are happening as well. And human development and human evolution is rolling forward, even though it may seem to do that very slowly, or we may not be able to see it at all times. Think about it. It takes a long time to bring 7 billion human beings forward in consciousness, right?
Yes. One heart and one soul at a time.
Yeah.
This is so near and dear to our heart, is maintaining a strong commitment for inclusiveness and global diversity and other ways of being just as we are, and not just in word but in action, in the way we show up in the world. We have many, many things in common as sensitive people with one another. And we also recognize that there's immense value in the diversity of cultures and ideas and creativities and belief systems and language. And if we can practice all of those talents and gifts and ways of being in a safe community, I believe that it enables us to go out with more confidence than before, and to engage in maybe some difficult conversations, and to sit across from someone that holds a different opinion, and to rest confidently in who I am as a sensitive, as an empath.
We hope that you take a little bit of time to read through the website, to really sense into your heart. Is this the right space for me? Do you feel welcome here? Do you resonate with Terrie and I and our mission and our passion and our philosophy? Are you in a space where you feel like this is going to be the right step to support the next chapter of your life? And if so, we invite you to come on in and join us. You are wanted here. You are welcome here.
And so it is.